Hello! This video is specifically focused on helping new players who want to play this game get all the advantages they can early in the game to help their gameplay experience be smoother. If you're wondering if you should play Morrowind, what its value is and why it might be worth playing in a modern era, I suggest you check the description and take a look at the other part of this series. That video will be able to answer those questions in much more depth. So, you want to play Morrowind. How do? Well, it's available on Steam or good old games, but since I have the Steam version, I'm going to be focusing primarily on the Steam version. Now, when you start the Steam version, there's a chance it's going to crash almost immediately on startup, which is because it's trying to load itself in full screen 640 by 480. You should be able to fix that in the launcher. Now, two problems you may be experiencing. The first one is that, for some reason, the game may not save your settings. It saves it for the play session, but every time you reboot the game, they will be wiped. You can fix this by running the game exe as administrator. The second is that the game really doesn't like alt-tabbing. For me, every time I alt-tab, the game crashed immediately. While the game is technically playable like this, it's less than ideal. That's why I'm going to recommend two mods to you, both of which you can find in the description. The first of these is the Morrowind Graphics Extender XE, or MGEXE for short. Not only does this fix the alt-tabbing issue, but it also gives you much more advanced graphic options, including resolutions that don't make your PC feel like it's being bombarded by cliff racers. The other mod I would recommend is the Morrowind code patch. This fixes a ton of bugs, from tiny to game-breaking, while also allowing some game changes I find incredibly nice. I'm going to put my settings on screen now, but I recommend you look through them yourself, and pick ones you like. So, you finally got the game running. What do? Well, at this point, you need to make a character. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be working under the assumption that you're going to be making a magic build, just because it lets you access the systems I think are coolest, that being the magic and spellcrafting system, the fastest. I'll also provide a link to the starting out page of the Morrowind wiki, as it goes over a lot of similar info. For that build, you really have two options when it comes to race. If you want a safe, normal experience, take Breton. If you want to be a little bold, a little spicy, a little risque, take High Elf. These guys make you take a lot more damage, but make you have much more magic. For builds, take the quiz because it's funny and good world building, then throw out whatever it gives you and make a custom class. This is my recommended build, but feel free to modify it if you want to mess with other systems. You can take any armor here. Light armor is just the armor type the boots of blending speed are, so it's nice to be better at that armor type. For weapons, you can go long blade, axe, or short blade, because you'll be finding good ones here in the starting area, but I do recommend you take a melee weapon. Magicka doesn't regenerate over time, only on rest, so it's important to have a backup in case you run out. For Star Sign, the Mage will help you long term, but you can get some cool early loot and some convenient spells if you pick the Tower.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
We'll do that, but first, it's time to commit some crimes. During this little opening section, if you commit crimes, the guards will take items you steal off of you, but they won't actually arrest you, so let's make some money. Come over here to this limeware platter. Pick it up, then immediately open your inventory. Drop it on the floor by clicking and dragging, then wait for the guard to finish speaking to you. Afterwards, pick it up, and ta-da! No one cares. If you're more daring, repeat that process with these books over here. The timing is tighter, but if you can get all of them, it will be a handsome profit. Once you enter this room, you have your biggest challenge yet. Behind Celis is this key. The timing is very tight, but if you can repeat the trick with it, it will give you a massive early game advantage. If not, no worries. From this point on, we will be arrested if we commit crimes, but that's okay, because we won't get caught. Save, then if you manage to steal the key, use it on this door here to gain access to this lovely little treasure hoard. Save frequently, but you can steal basically everything down here. There is a merchant in town to sell the stuff you don't want. Once you're done robbing the cops, come over here and talk to this lovely gentleman named Fargoth. He's saying he's looking for a magic ring that it just so happens you found during the tutorial. Even if you're very emotionally attached to it, just give it back to him. Don't worry, we've got a sneaky surprise in the works. For now, proceed to this building over here and sell everything that you don't want. Buy a couple of spells that you think look interesting, then head upstairs and talk to this fine gentleman. He's going to want you to rob Fargoth's secret hiding place, which does seem like an invasion of privacy, but he's offering to pay for it, so we might as well do it. Now, if you took the tower, you've got a prize waiting for you. If you come over here, you can use your tower passive on this door to unlock it. Now, it will give you a pop-up and say, your crime has been reported, but no one actually does anything. Even after you leave, the guards don't do anything. Just don't talk to them. That isn't a good idea. Anyway, take a peek inside the bedroom, lift up the pillow, and hey, a nice enchanted dagger for you. Now, let's head over to this big old life house over here. Before you enter, commune with your inner biologist and take a peek at the nearby stumps. And ta-da! Your second enchanted weapon. Now, head inside and salivate at all the items you can loot. There is someone standing in this room, but if you use the pillars to your advantage, you can loot most things. Once you're finished, head upstairs and engage in some light reading, then head outside. Here, we want to wait for a few hours, just until it's dark outside. If you press T, you can use the wait command, but why not spend a few minutes basking in the beautiful Morrowind scenery? Yeah, okay, never mind. Let's just use the skip command. Once it's dark outside, you'll notice Fargoth doing... well, he's certainly attempting to sneak around. Giving it the old college try, I guess. If you'll watch him, he'll stop at several places, one of which is a tree stump. Let your inner biologist run wild and take a closer look at it, and receive your reward. Now, you might think the next step is to go back and hand in the quest, but as it turns out, the guy who gave you the quest is an asshole and will stiff you some of the gold. So just don't. Let him begin instead travel this way out of town. If you do a bit of exploring northwest of town, you'll find a mysterious dead body. Loot it, and you'll find some good stuff in addition to a mysterious tax record. Now you can just wander off with that money, but this is actually part of a quest. Head back to the guy who built your character, hand over the money, and you'll have to figure out who killed the tax man. I'll spoil it in a few seconds, but if you want to try your hand at it, skip ahead. Okay, so it's this guy, and I would recommend quick saving before confronting him. He drains your stamina with punches, so it's very easy to get stung off to death. Just try and cast preparatory spells and make sure you come in with full stamina, and you should be fine. After you beat him, head back to the quest giver, and he'll give you a very nice ring and more gold than you started with. Once you finish that quest, if you're feeling a bit feisty, there's a bit more combat you to do. Near the Silt Strider, which we'll get to in a minute, I promise, there's a cave called Adamasartus. Adamasartus. Near the Silt Strider, we'll get to that in a minute, I promise, there's a cave called Adamasartus. This cave is home to some slavers, so you can feel free to murder them with impunity. Do note that these guys are tough. If you're getting stomped, it's okay to come back later. Just remember to keep your eyes peeled. Now it's time to figure out how to get to Balmora. You can walk overland to get there, but just a warning, this will be a long, long walk full of tedium, death, and... So, I'm just going to recommend you take the Silt Strider. Make your life easier, be nice to yourself. Once you're in Balmora, head over to this guard tower over here. Head up to the top floor and jump. This is a little hard to get, as it requires you to stand behind this pillar so the guard doesn't see you, and getting the right pickup timing is hard, but if you can do it, this sword will serve you very well for a long time. Next, head all the way over to the other end of the city into this potion shop. If you're careful, you can steal some very nice alchemy equipment, which you can either use for your own alchemy or sell for some cash. Just make sure you sell it to a different merchant. Finally, go ahead and join both guilds. Even if you don't plan on doing anything with them, these chests here give you free stuff every week, and you don't need to advance it all to get it, so just joining is enough. The Mages Guild also gives you teleportation to the other Mages Guilds around the world, which is a great, useful form of transit. And with that, you should be set to go. I would recommend looking into how to get the Boots of Blinding Speed, but you can do that on your own time, and from this point forward, you should be able to handle things as well as you can. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope your adventures in Vardenfell are smooth and enjoyable.